Overview of some of the features available in Adobe Express that we can use to create our own graphics. I'm not actually going to show you what an end product could look like, but rather just give you kind of some options. First and foremost, we do have this generate image option. This is the AI creator, so we could describe what we want. So part of me wonders, I don't know how well this is going to work because I haven't tested it out, but if I did like Spotify wrapped graphic gradient lines from 2024, part of me wonders what it's going to give me. Now keep in mind, it's only going to take from stock images that Adobe has access to. So it's probably not going to be exactly what I want. Maybe I want it to be graphic style, not art style. So I can select that, or maybe I want it to be photorealistic. I can do that. Can select auto, and then I'm just going to click generate to see what it gives us. I am curious. But this is one way that we can get access to options. It can be fun to play around with, but with anything AI, it's not super helpful all the time. It's like, this is kind of cool. It did not give me what I was thinking of whatsoever, but it could be an interesting way to incorporate a background somewhere. I'm gonna delete that. I don't I don't love it, and I'm not gonna use it, but kind of cool to see what it does. Elements tab is probably where you're going to live when you are creating graphics. There are different options in here. We can have icons, there are shapes, there are backgrounds, and design assets. Design assets are kind of anything. You can see there's brushes, there's elements, there's frames, there's illustrations, overlays, textures, and graphic groups. All of these are fun to look through, and you can search and look at different keywords. This is how a lot of you did, like, creating your blobs and stuff. So let's say I like this blob. It's super nice, right? Cool shape. The only issue is I can't change the color of it. You can change minor effects of color. So if I click like colorize, I can choose on that, but it doesn't let me decide what color I want with it. It just is going to change it. So that's not very helpful. I can go into duotone and select our colors. Let's say I want the shadows to be pink and I want the highlights to be pink. Now it does change it, but I have to make sure I select both of them. So it's a little bit limited in that regard. We can use this duotone custom to get some of these to be the color we want them to, but it's not always perfect. Especially when we get into things that have multiple colors. So like this is a yellow, but it's shaded with multiple colors. If I go in there and I select, okay, I want the shadows to be in that yellow, and I want, like, now it's looking weird, right? So I would have to figure out something different I want for the highlights. And it just starts to look a little bit messy. Like, sure, it's our pink and our yellow. Well, actually, it's not our yellow. It's our pink and our yellow, but this isn't what I want it to be. So there are limitations. It works best if you have something that is a flat, straight, single color, like that blob. Another limitation of Adobe Express, and something I would use Canva for instead, is these gradients. It looks really cool and it's kind of fun, but it's never going to be exactly accurate to our palette because of that limitation. Again, I can make the blob look the exact color, but I can't create a gradient that looks exact. I can kind of play with it and get almost there, but it's hard to control. So for gradients, you would want to focus on using Canva instead. These graphic groups are kind of fun. I haven't looked into them a lot, but it seems like an interesting way to incorporate maybe infographics. Think story features, interview features. They're a little bit different, so they're like pre-created from shapes. So here you can see if I select the whole thing by dragging a window, I can make the whole thing bigger and smaller. I could also edit each individual piece. So maybe I want this circle really big. I don't, but I can do that. Maybe I want to change the color of the green to fit one of our greens. I can go and do that. So those are kind of fun, a little bit more customizable options. So those are design assets. Alternatively, we have backgrounds. I would probably stay away from these. They're not really going to be that helpful for us in our yearbook purpose, but when making maybe social media graphics, they would be. And then shapes are the other one. Again, could be helpful. you insert a shape, we can change the color of it by changing the fill. I would recommend not having borders on any of them, so you can either go and click no fill for the border or just change the color of it. Again, we can't make like gradients out of them, which is kind of annoying, but is definitely an option. And then maybe I can copy and paste and I'll do another one, and maybe this one I'll make a different color. So on and so forth. So like there's some different ways that I could build out graphics and create different things within here. That's really the basic stuff that you need to know. There's this draw tool. Please don't use it because it is just kind of messy and not super suitable for what we need. But really anything else is fair game if you want to start searching through it. So those are some of your really basic design features. Hopefully that helps.